Pregnancy was good up until about 6 months. I think that was about when my blood pressure started going up.
Alita came at 36 weeks.
I remember them holding up Alita, and she was blue as blue, gray as gray could be.
We spent 8 days in the NICU before we went home.
We took her home with oxygen and an apnea monitor. You have to drag it with you to every room. You have to figure out how to get the onesies on with the tube.
She was 9 months before we actually got a diagnosis.
I'm driving home from work when the doctor calls me and said, it's an interstitial lung disease.
Mihai is neuroendocrine cell hyperplasia in infancy.
She has to be on oxygen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I had to come up with ways to, keep up with her with the oxygen because, you're stuck to a 7-foot cord.
How is this kid gonna learn to walk tied to an oxygen bottle? How is this kid gonna grow up and, have it with her all the time? And, how do we get her to do the normal things that kids get to do when she's gotta have the oxygen with her all the time? We were just sitting around one night watching TV and there was a show on about service dogs. And it just sort of clicked. We're like, we need a service dog to carry her oxygen. The first play date was, just nothing but giggles.
He got me again.
Here's this little guy, just this ball of fur, and it was almost like they were best friends from day one, They just knew.
Mr. Gibbs is my best friend.
She started asking, when do I get to see Mr. Gibbs again? When is Mr. Gibbs coming? When do we, that kind of thing.
And we told her from day one what his job was going to be, and she was just so excited. He gives Alita her independence. He gives her that life that I always dreamt for my child. I can hook them up and she can go outside to her playground and I can watch her play from the kitchen window now. I don't have to be 7 feet away from her. She can go and play in the backyard without me having to be right there next to her. You pick up his work vest and he runs over to put his head through it, and he changes from this puppy, this 2-year-old puppy, to work mode. You can see the transformation. It's quite amazing. The first time I saw her running and playing with the other kids at a birthday party with Mr. Gibbs, it was priceless. That's what I wanted for my child.
We haven't had him that long, but it's kind of hard to remember what it was like before we had him. He is way more than a dog. Sorry. He's responsible for my daughter, and that's a big deal.
Way to go, high five!